Hello, my wonderful geometry classes. Welcome to day 2 of online learning. Today we're going to continue on with chapter 8. So instead of doing a chapter 8 mid-quiz, we're not going to quiz on it. We're going to finish up this unit with taking some notes. I will attach the notes along with this PowerPoint. If you guys can't print those, obviously that's completely understandable. Ideally, you'd write them down in some capacity. If nothing else, please just watch these videos. I want to make sure you have exposure. And should and when and if we get to come back, we'll be able to build from where we're at, and you guys will have this knowledge. So 8.4 area of triangles. Our warm-up is right here to begin with. I'm not going to wait too long between these. I want to make sure that you guys have time to get stuff done. I know that you have a very busy schedule with all of your classes, uploading videos and doing e-learning. So if you need time, please pause it. I really appreciate you guys doing that. I will give you a little bit of breaks as we go just to make sure you're feeling comfortable. But as you go and you need it, please just pause the video. So to begin with, we're doing our warm-up to find the area. So the first figure here, number 1, you see it's area of a square. So area of a square is side squared. Well, we know that inside squares, each of the sides are congruent. So you see that your area equals 15 centimeters times 15 centimeters. Now get out your handy dandy calculator. I guess at home that can be your handy dandy cell phone. And you see that this is going to be 255 centimeters squared. Okay. Our next one up is a rectangle. Remember, a square is a rectangle, so that's why that works out where it's side squared. But here, area of a rectangle from our last lesson was base times height. Oop, I wrote 2 B's. Base times height. So you'll see that area equals 12 meters times 16 meters. Again, you guys get to use your cell phones or calculators for this. And you see that 12 times 16 will give me 192 meters squared. Remember, with area, we always try to put that square in the unit because that's how we tell that it's area. The third one's a little more challenging. These are where you have to do each part. So the first one I'm going to do is this one. It's just the most easily labeled for me to identify. I see that my length and my width are both 4. So I'm going to call this A1. So for A1, we have 4 feet times 4 feet, which is going to be 16 feet squared. Okay, but that's only area 1. Now we've got to figure out the area of the other sections. Well, we'll call this area 2. Well, we know the width is 2 feet, but the height is what we have to figure out next. So we know we have 2 feet here, and then this length is the same length as this length going all the way down. So that's going to be 2 plus 4, which you guys see is 6 feet. So that gives me 12 feet squared. And then the last one, we have, trying to find a color we haven't used. You have a height of 2 feet, so area 3 has a height of 2 feet. And then you have a length of the 2 feet from above. And then you have this portion here. Well, you know the whole side of that purple spot of that bottom of that area 1 is 4. If you're going 2 back over, that means this part also has to be 2 feet. So that means that this would be 4 feet. So 8 feet squared. Then for our last step to find our total area total, we got to add all those up. 16 plus 12 plus 8. When you do that math, 16 plus 12 plus 8, you get 36 feet squared for our area total. And then the last one is a rectangular mural has an area of 504 square feet and is 12 feet high. What is the length of the base of the mural? So I'm going to just do a little sketch. You know, it's 12 feet high. And we know the whole thing is 504 feet squared. So we do area equals base times height. I know that I'm going to have to move this because I see it on my computer screen. So I'm going to go this way so you guys can see it. Well, we know total area is 504 feet squared. And that's going to equal 12 feet times base. I divide each side by 12 feet. So 504 divided by 12 is going to be, I have 42 feet. So 42 feet. Okay. So that's our warm-up. New material for this section, which really isn't new because I know you guys have seen this before, is area equals base times height. Let's try it again. Area of a triangle is 1/2 area base times height. So what we're going to do is 1/2 of our total base times our height, and that will give us the area for the triangle. So let's try this on the next slide. So we want to find our area here. I'm going to try to be as explicit as possible because being away from you guys, it's harder for me to be able to tell what you guys are understanding. So area equals 1/2 base times height. Well, you know that your base here is at 12, so we know B equals 12. We know 5 equals height. So I can now do 1/2 12 inches times 5 inches. When I do mine, since I don't have a calculator readily available, I take 2 goes into 12 6 times. So then I end up with 6 times 5, which I know is 30 inches squared. Our second one over here, we see we have once again have base times height. So we see here our 8 is our base. So what it's sitting on, the highest part, the height, it's going to be right here. So again, area equals 1/2 base times height. It's equal to 1/2 8 centimeters times 4 centimeters. Half of 8 is 4, so we see that we can take this out, make this a 4. Then we're left with 4 centimeters times 4 centimeters. We know that's going to be 16 centimeters squared. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'd love to answer all of them that you have. So these are a little bit different. Now you see that we have where they have been rotated. So our base here would still be this length of 14, and our height would still be this 5. So to do our area equals 1/2 base times height, we'd be able to do 1/2 of 14 feet times 5 feet. Well, 2 goes into 14 7 times, and we're left with 7 times 5, which is 35 feet squared. Now over here, it's just slightly rotated. You see your base is right here, and your height. So we can still use that same formula. Area equals 1/2 base times height. It's 1/2 base of 9 inches, height of 6 inches. 2 does not go directly into 9. It'd be 4.5 if we did that. That doesn't help me because I still wouldn't be able to multiply that easily. But 2 does go into 6 evenly, and that'd be 3. And then I know 3 times 9 is 27. So we have 27 inches squared. Again, pause it when you guys need to. I want to make sure that you guys are having enough time on each slide. You all know that's not going to be how it stays with us just multiplying. We always have to have the ones where we're able to go backwards. So now we have our area, and we're searching from either base or height. So here, you know, area equals 1/2 base times height. You know that the 10 has to be the base. We have h as the height. You're going to substitute in what we know. 15 inches squared equals 1/2 my base at 10 inches times my height. So 2 goes into 10 5 times, so I can cancel these 2 out and make that 5 inches. I'm going to rewrite this so we can make sure we see it. 15 inches squared equals 5 inches times h. Some of you might be able to see at this point what multiplies by 5 to get you h, but we're going to do the math anyway. We're going to divide each side by 5 inches. When you look at this, you have 1 inch on the bottom, 2 inches in the top, so we're going to cancel. We have 5 goes into 15 3 times. So our height is going to be 3 inches. And then this one, we don't have the base. They provide it for you here with the B. You see the height is at 12. I was going to write 12 again, and then I realized you guys could see that. So we have our height is 12. So you're going to use that area equals 1/2 base times height, where our area is 126 centimeters squared. 1/2. And then my base is B, and my height is 12 centimeters. We can combine like terms of that 1/2 and the 12. Well, 2 goes into 12 6 times. I'm going to rewrite this to make sure everybody can see it. 126 centimeters squared equals 6 centimeters times b. Want to get b by itself, we got to isolate it. We're going to divide each side by 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. I have that my base equals 21 centimeters. Again, you see with this that your centimeters, you have centimeters squared in the numerator, centimeters in the denominator. One of the centimeters squared cancel. And then we arrive here. We have just a couple more slides left. Again, pause it as needed. Make sure you're asking questions. You can leave a comment or go back to our Google Classroom page. I'm happy to work out or explain anything else. Again, you can also send emails. Okay, so here we have Theorem 8.3, areas of similar polygons. So, if two polygons are similar with a scale factor of a to b, then the ratio of their areas is a squared over b squared. Okay, I'm going to time you out like a minute to write this to make sure that I give you guys enough time. Okay. So, example 7, the last one for today's lesson, says that we want to make sure we can find the scale factor. So I know it's been a while since we did similar polygons and scale factors. Remember, we are relating things from one triangle to the other. So it says ABC, so that one's going to have to be in the numerator. And then we're going to do DEF in the denominator. So then we want to relate the sides. So our height here was 5, so 5 is going to go on top because it's an ABC. And then our height here is 3. So that's one ratio. And we always want to double check it if we have more information. So the second thing I'm going to check with is the base. We are given the base in both of these. Our first one in ABC is 10. And then our one in DF is 6. You see, if you reduce 10 over 6, you arrive back at, you guessed it, 5 over 3. So we can say our scale factor is 5/3. But then it says find the ratio of the areas. So we want to see if this is going to work out according to this theorem. So we're going to find the area of the first one. Area of this triangle is going to be 1/2 base times height. Well, we see that half of 10 is 5. So area equals 5 times 5, which is 25. Okay, our second one over here, we're going to do area. It's going to be area equals 1/2 base 6 times height of 3. We see half of 6 is 3. So you end up with area equaling 3 times 3, which is 9. So the ratio of areas is 25 over 9. Now we want to see if this holds true to that theorem. So the theorem says that the ratio of areas would be a squared times or over b squared. So you saw that a squared was 5 squared over 3 squared, and you see in fact that is 25 over 9. So ratio of areas is 25 over 9. Again, email me or text me. Well, not text me. Email me or Google Hangout me, whatever you need to. If you have questions, I want to make sure you guys understand this material. So today we covered area of a triangle, and we used the ratio, and we found ratios and scale factors. Remember, area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Thank you guys. Please let me know if I can do anything to help you. Hope you're all staying safe.